Welcome to
Oh,
anybody first tuning in for the first time to the Nerd Ops Pilot Podcast. Here with me today, we have
literally
Armadillo.
everybody.
Yeah, here with me today is Armadillo Rogue, Axe Grinder, and Bsteezyboy. Today, we're just going to kind of talk about our backgrounds a little bit, what brought us to streaming slash gaming, where we're from, all this kind of shit, and then we have a few topics that we all want to hit on. So just to break the ice, okay, if you could start any rumor about yourself, what would it be?
Well, I'm sure what we're all going to pick, but I'll let somebody else start first so I don't steal it.
I'm curious. I want to know what you're thinking because there's tons running through my head, and I'm just like, how do I go about that?
Um, so if I could start one rumor about myself, all right, here's my wife again. She obviously doesn't realize that we're doing stuff right now. I love you. Anyway, actually, I changed my answer because I'm married, so it wouldn't matter if the endowment was grand because
Give us an answer.
that well, fuck, you guys kind of put me on the spot. But if I could start any rumor about myself,
That was my fault. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing.
Job opening.
I'm not gonna click
does
on that
anybody
thing, I
else have a
promise.
better answer? Because my answer was just going to be like, I'm dragging hog. Like,
Yeah,
for real.
that's
Like,
that's basically it. Like, dude,
Every
huge. Just
every
huge cock.
fucking, you know what? It is
Yes.
such a curse to walk up to every toilet and know how cold the water is. You know what I mean? Like,
Seriously. I mean, if you're not shorter than 3 foot tall, then
Right.
you're saying something. If you're 5 feet or above and you can feel the temperature of the toilet water when you're standing there pissing, that's the problem. But yeah, I mean, I think most guys would just be like, dude, I'm fucking packing. I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records for the size of the sausage. But really, at this point, being a married man, it wouldn't fucking matter because I'm a loyal married man. But that was my answer, size of the schlong. Now you guys got to pick a different one.
Well, fuck.
Oh, there go my fucking dreams.
Yeah.
I think if I had to pick one that like I was actually gifted. I was actually no, fuck that. That I was acoustic. That I was autistic.
That you're acoustic. Boom. Yeah, my sound reverberates from within me.
Well, yeah, you kind of took that one from me because I mean, it wouldn't be hard to believe. Like, I'm just fucking retarded, man. And it would make sense because like then like when I make mistakes and shit at work, they're like, oh, it's fine, dude. He's just kind of fucking retarded.
Yeah, we all got the touch of the tism, just a little bit,
you know,
man.
Like no, you can't judge him because he's slow. Like you can't say that, man.
True story. Like, no, you got to act like he did a great job. Dude,
hey, man,
we're getting a
good
credit
job
from
today,
the government. Oh, the government's giving us a credit for him being here, so don't fucking chase him off.
Like, oh, like that time that you you caught your shirt in the fucking grinder. That's okay.
Oh, fuck. Oh man, that would be a bad day if your shirt was strong enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only happened twice. I have scars on my stomach.
Dude, I've started myself on fire running a cut and disc on a grinder. Literally,
it's
and
supposed to be a hypothetical, not an actuality.
Well, it just kind of went where it went, man.
But all right, so okay. Felipe says he's autistic.
Okay.
And I would obviously, like most men, say that my dick drags when I walk around. And so let's hear some more rumors that we might spread.
Rumors. That I'm fucking rich as fuck, but I just pretend to be this fucking poor guy that lives in this small town.
Some fucking Bill Gates type shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Motherfucker walks around in like Levi's and fucking some
just to
house
see how
shoes.
people treat me, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like if that was a rumor though, when it'd be real hard to make actual friends and shit because people would just be trying to get close to you in order to take advantage of your financial situation. You know what I mean? That's kind of shitty, and that everybody would expect for you to foot the bill. And you're like, bitch, I'm rich, but I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it.
Now I work for my millions.
It would be a burden. It's my cross to bear, I guess.
Billionaire's burden. I can't do it.
Sorry, I'm too rich. I can't pay for this, man. Sorry.
Yeah, dude. How do you think I got this rich?
Yeah,
by
not
buying
spending
everybody's
money, asshole.
dollar menu.
We're not talking about my investment scam. I mean,
it's not a pyramid scheme.
I don't work for the government. IRS, what?
It's Mary Kay, goddammit. It's legitimate.
All right, Dello.
Fuck. I think like there's so many good ones out there, and like, but you got to make it believable. You know, you can't just be like, oh yeah, I can fucking fly. Like, you know, I'm not goddamn Superman or Spider-Man.
Just saying it takes.
What?
I said, yeah, it just takes me a few more seconds to hit the ground than most people.
Yeah, but I gotta enjoy the fucking view the rest of my life.
That's funny.
God, a rumor I would spread about myself. Okay, so this could actually like kind of be believable, but like it's very easy to fact check, right? Fact check.
Fat check.
Yeah, fact check. So the rumor I would start about myself is I am a grand champion Magic the Gathering player, like world champion.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't be bad. So yeah, I mean Magic the Gathering is awesome for one. So people that are 40 plus like me would know what you're talking about. But like anybody who's like 20, I don't know. Is it still relevant? Is Magic still like a relevant?
Yeah, it's
still
it's a
pretty
top
relevant.
3 game. It's a top 3 card game. I mean,
really? I loved
Yu-Gi-Oh!
it, dude. I had a huge collection when I was younger.
Oh, I did too, and then I sold it because past relationship issues. So we're not getting into that because that'll just put me into a PTSD spiral.
I lost mine to a flood. I had thousands of cards.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. I blame Max.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, what?
I got
Max Headroom?
Is what?
So, nothing. I just said Max Headroom. I don't know if you guys remember that old 90s fucking like, it was a hijacking of the TV waves or some shit, some weird, I don't know. No. So again, I'm showing my age. I did think, just for honorable mention, and this isn't actually a rumor I would start, but to start a rumor about yourself that you could in fact exploit for people to pay you, and something that they couldn't necessarily fact check right away, but you could say, oh yeah, I could predict the winning lottery numbers, and then they're like, oh, well, I need those for sure. And like everybody's spreading this. So you're like, all right, just throw me like $300 and then I'll give you the winning lottery numbers. But then you'd have to be kind of like a roamer because once you gave like 5 people the winning lottery numbers and they're all searching for you.
So to kind of go with that theory or that one, the rumor I would spread that you couldn't fact check very quickly or very easily is I was at one point the CEO of Radio Shack.
Nice. Yeah.
And that way you still get paid because now you're just elevating your resume.
Well, yeah.
And who the fuck are they going to call? Ghostbusters?
Yeah. Dude, and you can't verify that. I've heard of that kind of loophole for resume boosting to add like a close down. I mean, what Radio Shack and what was that Office Supply chain? What was it? It wasn't Office Max or Office Depot or some shit like that. That I think.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Fucking.
But yeah, they were like, just say that you were CFO or some shit there, and that'll give you, yeah. So that's
you
pretty
don't
awesome.
even need to say you're like a CEO. You could just say you're like high up in the corporate ladder, but low enough that like they can't go to Google and be like, oh yeah, who was the CEO of Radio Shack or whatever.
What's the name of the marketing engineer for Radio Shack?
That's,
blah, blah, blah.
that's fucking important information.
Yeah. Yeah. Google. Oh, Google just showed up last week and asked me about my position at Radio Shack. So now my name's published on the interwebs.
Internet Explorer, maybe, not Google.
DuckDuckGo has it for sure. I had a question. This may make people feel uncomfortable. So this is a different kind of topic since we've all given that. Unless you guys would like to go further into the rumor mill in a sense. But I do have a question that I've asked at work to my 4 coworkers. I work on a night shift at a maintenance place or a quarry as night maintenance. So I have a small crew of guys. And I got some different answers from this question. And you guys might feel uncomfortable with it. But what is your wiping technique? Like, what is the proper way? How do you wipe your ass after you've taken a shit? What is the proper way?
The wiping itself.
I'll start. No, well, I mean, some people have a bidet, and that's legit. I know several people who own a bidet, and they're like, "Don't wipe my ass."
Those are so fucking weird, but they're cool.
Yeah, one dude swears on it. But so I lean to the left, and then I wipe with my right hand, right? And is that you, X? You lean over, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys also lean? Because I got a couple. Well, I asked the other 2 guys I was working with on a job, right? And they both had a different answer. And I was like, wow. That is interesting. I thought there was a standard. And it all spawned back when I lived in Michigan, right? One of my buddies kind of surprisingly told me, he was like, holy shit, you don't stand up when you wipe? And I was like, what? I was like, do you stand straight up to wipe? And he said, yeah, they stand up and they kind of spread with the one hand and wipe with the other hand. I was like, what the fuck? So he's one of 3 brothers that all do that. And it is what it is. I mean, but, I don't know. There might not be a standard.
I have a question here because you brought up when you lived in Michigan. Was it Flint by chance?
No, well, I did spend a year living in Flint, but I was born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan. But I didn't drink the water in Flint, so that's not why I got a touch of the tism. All right.
No, okay. What I'm saying is that might be why you leave. Or something. I don't know.
Flint is terrible. So I lived on a campus. I went to a job corps to achieve some it was a basic law course training and get my GED at the time. And I was about 19. But dude, there was at the time, and so I was in this basic law course and we brought the newspaper in, and there was a prostitute in Flint that was about to testify against several Flint officers that she was having relations with. And they were involved in that local drug trade. And 2 days later, we brought the newspaper in, and that prostitute was found floating in the Flint River. Convenient, huh? That's pretty wild. So, and then not to mention that, I left because the compound or the campus was gated. We left one morning, and there was a lady dead in the middle of the street, just a block down. Then another morning, there was automatic gunfire in one of the shop windows that was an abandoned shop right next to our campus. But it was clearly automatic fire because the bullet holes in the whole display window were just very close together. And it was just it was a bad bad area. I had been propositioned to receive oral sex when stopping for gas by a older crackhead lady. I was like, no, I appreciate that, but I'm just going back to school. Flint, anyway, so yeah, that the question stands though. And then I knew another guy, that he only wiped one time. He wiped one wipe, and he was a friend of mine. I was like, "You're serious?" He's like, "Yeah." But the guy that stood, he was one of 3 brothers I knew, and they all contested that they wiped the same way. So, are you a leaner over there, Felipe, or are you a stander? Or, my boss, he said he actually Captain Morgans it and puts his foot up on the counter to really get in there. I believe him because he was hesitant to tell me at first. He said, "You don't want to know," and I'm like, "No, dude, this is science.
This is science."
He was like, "Dude, I really put my foot up so I could just get a nice."
So when he puts his foot up and goes Captain Morgan, is he like bending full blown over, like trying to give himself something?
No, I
All
think
at the same time, like
I
have so many questions about that.
Yeah, he's just throwing the foot up because it causes a natural spread, and then so he doesn't have to reach
the
around.
Natural spread, but like,
and then he gets
further in.
To
lick his own tip or something.
When he told me that he Captain Morganed it, I was like, that was enough of an answer for me. I didn't. I was like, really? Do you like maybe the? But that's funny that you because I have another question that's similar to that. But you guys. So, all right, now I need Felipe to answer honestly, as well as old Armadillo. Are you leaners, or do you have another method? Or do you got like a fucking stick with a rag taped to it?
Hear me out. Toilet bowl brush.
Toilet bowl brush.
I don't believe it, but if you ever got a butt itch, ooh, I bet that would.
Well, think about it.
Like you eat some spicy food, and your fucking hole started itching.
You just use the toilet bowl brush, and then you get a self-cleaning on the brush and the bowl all at the same time, and you prevent clogging in your pipes.
Which pipes, though?
But all of them. So, all right, toilet bowl brush is a great idea. So you're saying you wipe with a toilet bowl brush currently?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
I
think that's a great. No, he has a different method, because if he was a leaner, he would have just said, "Yeah, I lean," but he doesn't lean, so he's afraid that we're going to judge him. We're not going to judge you, bud. How do you wipe? Let us know.
I'm not worried about y'all judging me. I'm worried about everyone else judging me. I don't need that kind of shade.
But they're not going to judge you. There's probably curious minds out there that are like, "Fuck, what's the right way?" 50% of the chat. 50% of this fucking room right now leans, and that's fine if we're wrong. If the other 50% stands on their head and fucking...
You assume, okay? We're small here.
Like, some people might drape a cloth across the side of their bathtub and just drag it like a dog. You know what I mean? I don't know.
You know what? More power to them. I'm standing on the ground with a toilet bowl brush.
All right, toilet bowl brush. Felipe, are you going to be honest with us?
A lean? Like a normal person?
Are you a leaner? All right.
Hey, you can't. I wonder. No. You can't say normal person. That's not fair.
Yeah,
well, I mean, that's better than fucking. No, what I do is I stand up on the fucking toilet bowl backwards, hold on to the fucking tank, and just fucking let that shit go, dude.
I just have my wife come hose me off.
Yeah, there.
Yeah. Felipe's probably just got like a fucking power hose or what the fuck are they called?
A bidet.
Yeah,
pressure washer.
No. You don't have a bidet, Felipe. You have a goddamn like pressure washer hose sticking out of your fucking wall. That way, when you stand up on the fucking toilet seat, you just fucking hit a button on the tank and just full power right in your ass.
Get two things done at once. You wipe your ass and get a free enema at the same time.
Yeah.
You're super clean.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. So we've established that the lean
fucking hose.
But I do got a question. So you could still be a leaner while using the brush. Do you lean or do you just go straight down the center?
Short fucking arms, dude. Short arms,
Straight down
short
the center,
body. Yeah,
Straight down the center?
fucking
That's
use
what
that
you're
bitch like I use that bitch like a back scratcher.
So you
If
pull
I
the
get-
shit up your back after you're done?
No, dude, you fucking push down.
My toilet bowl brush is this long. Fucking look how like I'm a wide boy. My arms wouldn't do it. I'd just
You
be
take
scratching my
fucking,
back.
like,
Like,
you
all
take
right,
like
queen.
a yardstick or something to it, and you're fucking golden.
All right, okay. I'm done judging. I'm sorry that it came across that way. I'm just
Use your
saying.
brain,
I was
man.
trying
Engineering.
to. God damn it! Fucking Tism kicking in again. Nah, but you could have still been a leaner and then went to the side with the brush. That's why I was curious.
And you could have a 48-inch wiener. But here we fucking are on Twitch
If you-
discussing how we wipe our ass.
If you spread the rumor, start the rumor, bro. Pat, tell your friends. All right. We can continue if somebody else wants to bring something up, or if we just. I mean, I'm done talking about wiping ass. I'm gonna turn off my camera just for a minute because I gotta itch my butt, and I do that with my pants at my ankle. So give me one moment.
Make sure you go get the toilet bowl brush. What the
Are you in my house? Have you accessed my security camera?
Fucking axe.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh
So-
my god.
All right, I'm coming back,
Put my
guys.
green screen up.
Oh, it's part of the green screen. What the fuck?
All right, I'm back. Whew, that was an itchy cheek.
There we go.
I see a doggo. I saw a doggo.
Jeez, dude, that's my wife, bro. Be a little fucking chill a little bit.
Damn, you need to be nice to your wife, okay?
I'm just playing.
No dinner for you.
I went and picked it up. Spit it out, motherfucker.
You know what? You got a valid argument. I have nothing to combat that with.
All right, guys. Sorry. I know that was a little uncomfortable, but I fucking had to ask. I felt like once I asked that question at work and there was like 3 completely different answers, I was like, holy fuck, my world was turned upside down. I was like, wait a minute. I thought the way I did it was just the way. But anyway, so 75% of people are normal.
There's a lot of weird like stuff that goes on in the world, but I never thought a conversation would be like featured in like almost like what your thought process was. Is like, oh my god, that's weird. Like 3 different ways to wipe your ass. Like I've never thought that would be something to be like impressed about. Like, oh my god.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's kind of impressed. It's just confusion. When you think you do something the right way,
I'm just confused. There's
when
so
you
many
think you
different
do something-
options.
you think there's one way, and then you figure there's 21 ways to skin a cat or 3 ways to wipe an ass. Like I just don't get it. It caught me off guard.
All right, let's take a minute and let's give a shout out to this bag of milk and what's wrong with us? What the fuck is wrong with us? We're all a little autistic, and kind of what
Not
the
at
fuck isn't wrong with us?
We're friendly here.
Welcome to the show.
It's not all questions like that.
Except for
Oh,
X-Ax is
shit,
definitely
okay.
a filter.
Well, I did not know that,
My
Felipe.
turd.
That is Felipe's little sister. Okay.
Steezy knows turd.
Yeah, what's up, turd? Now you see the handsome face of the guy that you played some games with from time to time.
So, another quick little pause. I pulled up some Florida man fucking news articles.
Oh,
this should be
okay. Okay, this is gonna be good.
We'll just do a couple.
First.
Huh? Oh.
I
Anyway.
think, but it's just because he didn't wipe right. But anyway, go ahead.
What? We're doing a podcast.
Should
2
do the
beers.
Florida man birthday trend.
What the fuck is that?
I don't have any meth.
Okay. Okay. You know, guys, I haven't even cracked my beer yet, and we've already gone over some wild shit, and now I'm sitting here like I need a beer before we get into what? Florida, man? We got fucking Michigan
Yeah,
man
he's
here
old.
Be your birthday and just do Florida man.
in
Okay.
Google. Okay, so you type in your birthday,
Yeah.
the date
Okay.
of birthday in Google, and then put Florida man after it.
All right. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. What the fuck? My phone just like activated?
All right, yeah. We're all gonna do our Florida man for our birthday.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh God.
Oh, apparently nothing
Oh,
happened
no.
on my birthday.
Something definitely did. Just right, maybe word it Florida man, then your birthday date,
I'm scared.
like numerical ways or something.
I'm terrified for this answer.
Oh, I got one. This is from 2019. This is not that great. Let me look for a better one. Yeah, that's decent. I kind of like that one.
If I could fucking spell, my life would be so much better. Oh dear God.
What the fuck? This isn't even like
All right.
criminal worthy.
So this one, I'll go ahead and start just because there was a couple. I'll just brush the first one. Is Florida Man gored by bison at Yellowstone National Park. That happened on May 7th of this year.
What the
So
fuck?
that's pretty cool. But the one I'm going to go with was Florida Man arrested after refusing to remove "I eat ass" bumper sticker. I wouldn't fucking remove that shit. This is my goddamn personal property. His name is, I don't know if we should share his name. He was driving a brown Chevy. He was driving a brown piece of shit anyway. Anyway. Yeah,
Oh, that
but no,
hurt.
down here, down south, there's a lot of like inappropriate things. Because I live in South Carolina now, but like in Georgia, they outlawed a lot of the pissing boy stickers, you know, where he's like pissing on
Oh, I know
Chevy
you're
or
talking
whatever.
about.
They have these things that hang from your trailer hitch that are balls, and you
Yeah,
can get
truck
ticketed
nuts.
and fined for that shit. Yeah, truck nuts. You can't hang none of that shit, or you get a fine. But anyway, sorry. But yeah, then May 7th, 2019, a Florida man was arrested for not removing his "I eat ass" bumper sticker. And I stand with blank. That guy, don't do it. Don't remove it. My freedoms. My fucking First Amendment.
This is okay. You going first?
Yeah.
Or you going next?
So September 6th, 2 years ago. So what is that? 23? Fucking Florida man arrested while crossing Atlantic Ocean in a hamster wheel.
Okay, I saw that.
Fuck yeah, dude. Arrested for that shit? Like,
dude, yeah.
This is where law goes.
This is better though. Florida man arrested for pooping on possum in public.
I got one for you. October 23rd, 2019. Florida man arrested for having sex with a stuffed Olaf at Target.
Can't blame him. I mean, shit.
You know, okay, real quick to ask these
Olaf's got a
Florida
fat
man
bottom.
thing. Real quick to ask these Florida man thing. Couple of streamer friends of mine actually have like an Olaf pillow thing, like a big fucking Olaf pillow.
Yeah. Big fucking pillow, right?
They're from Florida.
It's full circle.
This is their big fucking pillow.
It's full circle.
Oh, No,
So
no,
here's
no.
one. No, shut the fuck up.
Dude, oh, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. The police report claims Meter ejaculated on the Olaf doll and put it back on the shelf before he selected a large unicorn stuffed animal and began to have sex with that object as well.
Dude, how many nuts does he have in the chamber, bro? I need a recharge time. It's like fucking skitch. All right, unicorn, you're next.
What the
You make me
fuck?
horny.
Yeah, he admitted to doing stupid stuff. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Stupid stuff. Fucking did like 14 lines of Spanish Fly.
Something, dude. Like, what the fuck? What?
So, this one, 2018. 38-year-old Tampa, Florida. Man was arrested for driving under the influence of what it's still not confirmed after mistaking a Bank of America drive-thru for a Taco Bell.
A lot of lettuce in there.
So basically, here's the story. The manager of the bank said the employees saw the man passed out in his sedan sitting in the drive-up lane at the bank around 5 p.m. on Wednesday. After employees banged on his window for some time, this individual tried to order a burrito. Once he found out he wasn't actually at a Taco Bell, he drove to the front of the parking lot and just sat in his car, leaving it running the whole time. While he denies asking the manager for a burrito, police say he was under the influence of something. In Tampa Times say police are still awaiting the results of the drug test he underwent.
God.
I wonder what drugs they made him test.
Fuck, I don't know, but that's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. He's like, yeah, I just want two chalupas. She's like, man, this is a Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, make with the fucking chalupas. Oh, shit, that's funny.
Dude,
All right.
I need to start looking up some like barracks room shit, like along with Florida Man, because there's some, like there was a camp, I don't remember what camp here in the US, a whole bunch of Marines tackled a fucking deer and put like the reflective belts, you know what I'm talking about, a PT belt. They strapped like fucking 5 of them onto a deer and just like let it go.
The fuck?
Yeah.
So what? So it's kind of like a construction colored belt or something?
Yeah, think of like a reflective vest, but it's just
like
it's
a high vis,
belt.
Yeah. Belt. Okay. So there's just a deer running around there, fucking like, hey, they saved his life, essentially. You know, you're gonna see him if he's bolting up to the road. So I think they were looking out for him. I thought you were gonna say they fucked it. You know,
No.
Fucking no army guys. I don't know who's all in the army here, so no offense.
Me,
except for you.
Me, myself, and I.
All right, all right.
On the plus side, Felipe, at least you're not eating crayons.
Yeah. At least it won't get hit.
All right.
So
actually, lead us in a conversation.
Axe, where are you originally from?
Okay, so I am from Madras, Oregon, just a fucking shithole of a town. Lived here my whole life. I am 38 years old. Be 39 this October. And what else? I'm a welder. And I'm a father of 2 boys. And I got a wife at home. And that's pretty much all there is really to know about me. Other than I'm kind of retarded.
These are fucking cat. Where'd the goddamn cat go? I'm just playing. I got 2 cats. Well, nice to meet you visually, Axe. I've never seen you or Mr. Armadillo before. We played some Billio games. Sorry, I'm not trying to commandeer this again. I say Billio games sometimes because when I was like 12, I babysat this little kid named Dante. And I threw a video game to him, like a Nintendo cartridge. and it hit him in the face, and he said, "You just threw a billiard game at me." And so every once in a while, I resurrect that shit and I call him billiard game. Sorry, but yeah,
so
I know we played a couple.
confused on the bridge you were about to like cross to, like how you connected billiard games to a kid named Dante.
Yeah,
There's about to be a lot of questions, so I'm really happy you kind of elaborated on how you got to that. So thank you.
yeah. No, I got you. I try to not just leave it up in the air, but maybe I should stop doing that because it might make it a little more fun for you guys. You're like, fuck, what does Dante,
Cliffhanger.
billiard games, and axe grinder have anything to do with one
How are
another?
they correlated? I got to figure this out now, dude. Side quest.
Oh no. No more side
I'll be right
quests.
back. Just
Yeah,
runs
no.
off.
Okay, gotta go.
All right, so is it Ono Felipe? You got something else, or you go out? Dude, I brought up the wiping conversation, so I'm like clear for the day, dude. I'd take a nap now.
So, Diller, where are you originally from?
So I am from a town in the Midwest of Iowa, kind of like Central West. It's Sioux City, tri-state area. So, yeah, stupid town, really freaking stupid. To the point that they have had one of the main roads in town has been getting blacktopped for 4 weeks now, and it's like maybe a
damn.
2-mile stretch.
Ooh,
Just so there's like understanding of how dumb this town really is.
Next I was at work.
So, yeah, Armadillo
I wanna know
Rogue,
more.
Midwest, Iowa. Got here, streaming, playing games, doing fun things. I started my streaming journey just wanting to show support to a couple of really close friends in my life. They, really close. We've been friends for 13 years now. We were all college roommates. They want to be big streamers, partner and all that jazz. My goal was I just wanted to make merch for them, like really cool merch, doing laser engraving. The original focus was to stream laser. And as I've progressed and played games with them and getting to know everybody, Axe, Felipe, and Steezy now.
Steezy.
I just met Steezy today. I apologize.
Fun.
It's just turned into a lot more. Like the laser, I still do that. I'm working on trying to get into forging, working on trying to make my
forging.
own trading card games. Like Hobbyist 101 is kind of my thing. And that's kind of how we got here, and absolutely happy that I'm here.
Yeah, man.
Right now I work as a milk
better.
distribution artist. Where did Yu-Gi-Oh come from? We're not even talking about Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't know.
Bag of milk, we're gonna have a conversation, okay? Not even about Yu-Gi-Oh, all right? But that is a question. Anyway, Steezy, Felipe, I believe the introductions are all yours now.
Go ahead, Mr. Steez.
Okay. Well, I'm Steezy, formerly Bsteezyboy. I've changed my whole setup to Steezy the Truth because I'm an honest mamma jamma. All right, you ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it. I've always been an honest person, but I was born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Moved around a lot of my life locally in Grand Rapids. The last 10 years, well, since 2015, I went South Carolina, Georgia. Now I'm back to South Carolina. I stay in South Carolina. Mentioned it earlier. I work maintenance at a quarry. So I do some welding, big machine operating, just keeping the place running so they can make rock and I can make money. That's new to me. I've been like customer service and people person my whole life, which I still am. Spent a good 10 years making some pretty lyrical hip hop music, but that was just more of a hobby than a prospective career path. But now I have 2 kids. I have a wife who's frustrating as all hell. But I love her, and kids are frustrating as hell too. By the way, I'm just doing my best to make it by. I consider myself a constitutionalist and somebody who sticks up for people who are being bullied and tries to do the right thing at all times. Other than that, I mean, I just go with the flow.
Nice.
You sound like
Yeah,
a glorified axe grinder.
hell yeah. I mean, we're basically twins. If I grew my
Yeah.
beard out, you wouldn't be able to tell us apart. Jealous of that thing. It's glorious.
How do you think I feel? This is all
I'm not allowed to have
I've
any
been
of
working.
it. How do you think I feel?
I
feel
shaved
like
this
that was
down a
choice.
lot, but
Felipe,
it
that was a
grows in really
choice.
white trashy.
This is all I'm allowed to have. And even then,
Okay.
this can't be within the corners of your mouth, and your lip line has to show.
Ooh, look at me.
Ooh,
My
look
name's
at that
Felipe.
fucking
I'm a
lip line.
porn star.
Bring that lip line in here. Let me take a look.
Yeah. Just get a little bit closer.
I haven't shaved.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll fucking tell your COs, bro. I'll fucking tell them. Let me see the lip line. Just playing.
That was war. Felipe loves his mustache rides.
Oh, fuck you, fishy.
I love his mustache rides too.
Whoa, kinky.
So,
Hang on, y'all.
Felipe, your name originated back when I was in like 8th grade when I was on a wrestling team, and a whole bunch of us.
I'm gonna head IV, grab some food. Do you want anything?
No, I'm good.
Nothing, drinks, anything like that either.
We were on our
If
way
you
back
can
from a meet, and everybody
find
just started getting. Diller,
Cosmic
mute.
Rainbow.
Dude, just mute up, dude. We can't hear what the fuck
Find
Felipe's
those, I'm
saying.
all for it.
Be
If not, no
goddamn
big deal.
considerate sometimes. I've known you all this time. You never find. Sorry.
What?
Sorry. Go ahead, Felipe.
Yeah, Texan
You
made,
don't want
Yankee
any-
stamp, was born in Corsicana,
Nope, I
moved up
got
north, lived up north, Indiana and Ohio
pizza and a couple others.
until I was about
We're
17.
good. Thank you.
Moved back down to Killeen, Texas, and then from Killeen, Texas, moved down to San Antonio. San Antonio, I call home. And then moved over to East Texas, enlisted in 2019,
Still a choice.
and I got tired of doing stupid shit. Like I got tired of doing drugs and shit. Like fucking Steezy knew me back when I was like a big ass cokehead and shit like that.
Well,
Listen,
it was a good choice then, so I'll give you that.
cocaine, you don't get tired, all right? I'm just saying, it doesn't get you tired. But no, I did. Me and Felipe, sorry to cut you off, and we'll get right back to that. But me and him met gaming with a group of motherfuckers, and we used to have drug-induced game nights on Friday, DIGN. But they'd be all fucked up. I mean, I would too. I was getting heavy into some shit, but I've stopped. But anyway, back to old Philippe.
I do drunken game nights almost every night of the week.
Fuck yeah.
It was.
This is
Must be nice to be
99%
unemployed.
but I am not unemployed.
Go ahead. Sorry. We fucking took it from you, old Philippe.
Yeah, originally I enlisted 2019 as 11 Bravo, which is infantry. Got fucked up at basic, got out, waited 6 months, went back in as artillery, and then finished out that contract. And then I changed jobs again, and now I work on helicopters. I originally started streaming to just chill back and fucking hang out with people while I played games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I live in fucking Washington because the army said, "Hey, you live in fucking Virginia now for 6 months. Cool. Take your ass all the way over to fucking Washington."
I am still here, and I actually have a friend that lives up by you in Washington.
Walla
Childhood
Walla?
friend.
I'm over by Tacoma. I'm just south of Tacoma. Right?
I don't know. He's up by the.
Where am I?
Navy.
Where the fuck am I?
I think it's like a Navy base. Yeah, he's Navy.
Oh, that's probably.
Oh yeah, I heard about
I don't fucking know.
them Navy girls.
But
Anyway,
no, fucking. Oh, I have a topic. Well, a little bit of backstory first. Axe, I told you about this earlier. So there's this kid at my job. His name is Jelcivic or Jelslavic or something like that, right?
Yep.
He we all call him Jelly, just for short, because
Oh boy.
Jelly.
he
I
openly,
think
yeah, I've probably talked about him, but he openly and admits that he watches gay porn because he thinks it's funny.
Hmm.
So, and he swears up and down that he is not gay. So, does watching gay porn make you gay?
Hmm.
I'm going to answer your question with a question. Does breathing make you gay? Because your dick is in the same air.
No, breathing isn't a sexual act. I think sexual act has to be
What if it's heavy
intended
breathing?
in order.
What if it's heavy breathing?
Heavy
It's
breathing,
heavy
dude. I'm
breathing.
fat as fuck, dude. I heavy breathe almost every breath.
It's the
So
only
no,
way I can stay alive.
yeah, seriously. I got a pop filter so you can't hear the snarls while I'm just breathing regularly. No, but I think there has to be sexual intent. So I think pornography inherently is sexually natured material. So I do
Okay.
think that. Well,
Okay,
I
so
think. Go ahead.
you brought up. I was going to say you brought up a key term there. There has to be sexual intent, right? That's the
Yeah.
key term to my hypothetical question to answer Felipe's question. What if
I'm talking to a ghost.
Sorry, I have my camera turned off for a reason.
Go ahead, I'm bullshitting.
I know. No, so if you're talking, it has to be like in a sexual act or a sexual intent, right?
Yeah.
What if somebody is walking around with just like a straight up hard on and they're like open about it? They're not trying to hide it. They're not shamed or anything like that. They're just like, what ifs, right?
Yeah.
They're thinking of men. So does that make you gay because you walked by them breathing their dick air?
That's different.
There's sexual
could have.
intent. Am I wrong?
Well, no, not necessarily. Every hard-on doesn't come with its sexual intent. I wake up with a hard-on every morning, but I'm not actually trying to fuck anything. So
No, I understand that. I understand that.
Which I read somewhere that if you wake up with the morning wood, it's to stop you from pissing yourself.
Well, I'm old now, dude. Yeah, it's probably right. Probably piss all over myself, be like in my sleep if I fucking didn't harden up. No, but realistically, I don't think breathing the same air that a dick shares with you is gay, because I mean, so in order to not be gay, you'd have to hold your breath and ultimately pass out, and then you're unconsciously gay because your body's automatically going to breathe while you're unconscious. But no, I feel like
I
if
think
you're
we're covering
watching,
a lot of truths right now. That's my standpoint.
I think if you find pleasure in watching homosexual porn, and the question really is, so at some point is he fucking jerking off while he's watching this gay porn?
Okay, you brought up another key term there. You said if you find sexual pleasure, right?
I just said find pleasure, not sexual pleasure, because you could find like humor is a pleasure.
You're right. So, hang on. Actually, that would invalidate my point. Never mind. Continue.
So yeah, not just so maybe he thinks it's fucking funny and he's not busting a nut, during the act or shortly after. If he's not jerking off, he doesn't himself make it a sexual, a sexual situation upon himself. I don't know. It's hard to fucking say. But I mean, I've heard, of chicks when I was growing up, girls have said they watched fucking lesbian porno before, and they don't like start going down on their homegirl that's watching it with them. Like, so does that inherently make them gay? No, I don't think so. So I think even for your buddy Jabowskowitz or whatever the fuck his name is,
Jelly.
Jelly?
hell yeah, fuck, that was way easier. I forgot. So I don't think he's necessarily gay, but I do think it's kind of gay to watch gay porn. Like, I'm not gonna sit around watching gay porn, but kind of gay if I did, even if I'm not fucking jerking off to
I
it.
mean, it's kind of like to each their own, you know. But
yeah, and I mean, being gay is all right for gay people. You know, it's not for me.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no hate here for it.
Yeah,
He said
I fully support people loving who they love. Yeah, go ahead. I'd like to hear more.
he said he likes watching something very specific because he thinks it's funny. He said he likes watching black men get with British white guys because he thinks it's funny how British guys moan.
I 100% thought you were about to say something about the fucking chocolate starfish, and I was about to be really concerned.
Oh, it seems to just blend. It disappears. So that's weird.
Let's just say at the end of it, the white guy gets the N-word pass. Okay.
Actually,
yeah, I'm
maybe.
I'm
Maybe.
It's a lot.
Copacetic over there? You're copacetic?
It is a lot. But I feel like he might be he might not know he's gay. Maybe he's just attracted to British white men and wants to hear them moan. So, like, does a British white man moan differently when he's having gay sex with a black guy or a white guy? You know,
instead of saying "Oh my God," he says "Oh my queen." Like, what the fuck?
Oh wait, no. So you're saying in the end he gets the pass, the N-word pass. So he likes to hear the British white guy. No, I did hear you say that, but that's why the black guy is relevant to the story, because he likes to hear the British white guys moan and say derogatory things to black folks. Maybe he's just racist. I don't know. Fuck. What do you guys think? Maybe he's a gay racist.
Dylan's fucking regretting everything, dude. Okay,
I gotta step away. I'm still gonna be listening. I'm gonna step away for a moment. I'll be right back.
So
God, I'm just happy I have all this liquor I can work with.
Okay, so change the subject.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Change the subject.
Hold on. I don't think we got solid answers out of both of them, which I would like to hear their opinions on it. But I actually have a fucking question that kind of goes with this, and I'd like to deliver it before moving on, because then we're just backpedaling. But I want to hear their opinions on the matter. I think Axe kind of gave his opinion. Do you think that Jelly is a gay man, or do you think he's just kind of weird?
I mean, I personally would have to go with yes. I mean, I don't, like I said before, I don't find anything wrong with it, right? But it seems I can't see there being an entertainment factor to it. But that's just my perspective on pornography in and of itself, right? It serves a purpose for me. I only turn to it for one specific reason, but that doesn't mean it has to be that way for every person. I guess it could be equivalent to a sitcom to somebody. I don't know.
I get it. That's kind of how I see it too. There's utility to porno.
I mean, there is a whole dialogue sometimes to pornography movies, and I've never understood that. So
I always fast forward through
it. Maybe they're really into the story, and maybe there's a good story behind it, and that your Jelly is just really into the story. I don't know. I can't. I don't want to judge him.
What about you, Diller? Do you think he's a straight man who or is he maybe not, and maybe he doesn't realize it?
So the only thing, and dear God, I hate my brain for this every fucking day. Somebody says something that makes my brain go down a fucking rabbit hole, asking all the questions, right? And it's just the worst fucking thing on the planet. Sorry, dog's barking. Tenants in. I guess my thought would be very simple: is basically, sorry, fuck off. The one thing my brain keeps circling back to, and this is the worst part about it, like this is what I hate, is instantly my brain is going to go to the weirdest shit. I don't know if he's gay, right? Like people have their weird kinks. Like there's, I mean, as we demonstrated to you, Steezy, in Steam, there are fucking puzzle games of anime armpits. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've established that there's some weird ass kinks out there, and again, not shaming. Like y'all do you enjoy your thing. We're all for it, right? Like I support you. Just like don't come at me with it, because that's I guess my question would be: is what is Jelly focused on when he's watching that? Is he focused on the one guy, like one guy going into the other guy? Is he focused on the chocolate starfish? Is he watching? The testicules bouncing? What is he focusing on other than the auditory? Okay? Like, that is the question that I have to get an actual answer for. And the reason is because that answer is going to tell you the overall answer, right? Like, whatever he is focused on while enjoying whatever he's watching, that's my thought. What is he focusing on? Okay, is he watching the little fucking pucker starfish going? Is he enjoying the foreplay? What is he enjoying?
I don't know, and I didn't want to ask.
You got to do more research, bud. We need more. We need more of the fucking details.
If you want a legitimate answer, Philippe, that's what you need to find out.
Just go do some research and then bring it back to the classroom.
Yeah, watch a movie with him.
Watch in his eyes, stare him intently.
So,
yeah,
I have a question that has slightly to relate to this, and it's the is it gay or not? Which again, I like to highlight that I have nothing wrong with gay people, but whatever. So, if you were, or anybody was an individual endowed enough to place themselves, and they did and enjoyed it, would that make them a homosexual?
Okay, wait, what?
If you could blow yourself because your dick was big enough, that make you gay? My answer is it would make you bisexual, as long as you stayed with your wife. Because if you're still going to town on her, now if you go and do that and then you just go solo from there on, then I mean you're sucking dick, bro.
I got a question though, and this is just an elaboration on that question. Would you think a hand job, you giving another man a hand job, would be a gay act?
Me giving a dude a hand job?
Or just any dude giving another dude a hand job, would that be considered gay?
Yeah.
So with the fact that if you've ever jacked off but you still fuck your wife, does that make you bisexual? If blowing yourself and then still fucking your wife makes you bisexual?
Essentially. But the other side of the coin of this, I guess, is you could also if you were able to do that, it would just be another form of masturbation, would it not?
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's kind of how I think. I don't think it'd make you gay or change your sexual orientation in any way. That's my personal opinion. Only because jerking off isn't considered giving yourself a hand job. And that's. I think the line would be crossed if at the end you you consumed the final product. I think that might be the determining factor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get off.
Real quick. I just
But
wanna say, I'm gonna get off the subject, but I just want to say one quip really quick. Welcome to Epstein's stream. It's like the island, but it's virtual.
But look, I think that's a valid question.
Let's move
Yep.
on.
Move
Okay.
on.
There
So,
we go.
so the reason why we started this podcast is because we're all pretty good friends, and we all come up with some obviously crazy ass shit while we're all playing games, and we just want to make sure that we focus on the crazy ass shit in order for other people to enjoy it as well. And even if people don't enjoy it, at least they're still hanging out. You know what I mean?
For
I-
sure.
I
I mean,
just-
I think
I
they'd
just
enjoy
wanna-
it though if they continue to hang out.
I just want to
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. That was actually my fault. I was interrupting you, so I apologize.
Sorry,
But
the-
I just want to.
Sorry, the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours. Okay.
You should
Shut
be,
the fuck
as
up.
you should be.
No, I was just gonna say, to Felipe's statement of, we're all really good friends. That specific phrasing, I just want to say we're 75% really good friends, because this is my first day meeting Steezy. So to say we're really good friends is a little out there, but I can see a friendship blossoming.
Yeah, I could say that me and Felipe are good friends. Me and Axe Grinder, we have gamed together a few times, and he seems to be a pretty solid individual. And yeah, again, just like Diller said, I could see that we would all become good friends. However, we're all open-minded people who are not easily offended and willing to discuss things that might not always be the most comfortable thing. And I think that that's an important thing for people to do.
I keep finding shit on my desk, and I'm just really confused about what it is, so I'm throwing it away. And I'm like, I'm probably going to need that when I least expect it.
Whose house are you in?
Mine.
I feel that. Dilla, I feel that.
So
you just get lost in shit, and you just like
In my
'cause, like,
own home.
Yeah. I have a double stack, like where my monitors sit, and I have from what I can see. Okay, this is what I see on my desk. All right, just understand. I have glue dispenser. Okay, one glue dispenser right here. I have a bubble level, a tape measurer, okay, scissors, batteries, a fucking rock. My makeshift chopsticks for ramen noodles, pocket pliers. It was a
Oh,
pinch.
man.
It was in a pinch. I have a Zippo. All right, I found a Zippo.
tell me you're
yeah.
tell me you're
I
single
don't-
without telling me you're single.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, damn. Damn.
You know what? I hope
Yeah.
I die alone.
Diller, it's okay. We all love you.
Well, that
Doing
makes,
pretty good so far.
that makes three of us.
I'm just playing.
Now I found 3 fucking USBs.
Uh,
I know one of them has something that it's
That you'd watch
Yeah.
with Jelly?
no, definitely not. Definitely not. It's got emulators on it.
Oh, I got you. I think Jelly's going to be a continual mention here. Hopefully he's not.
Oh yeah,
What's-
it's on my old CPU.
So
oh, nice. There you go.
funny thing about
No,
that.
this was a shit one. This was the very first CPU I ever had, and it's what? Ryzen 2400G. Like the very first CPU I ever had. The fun fact, this is actually how I got into PC gaming, is because of streaming, right? Like my friends, all that jazz. I went out and I bought a PC off of Facebook Marketplace, which is totally cool, right? Like easy. But I did it for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, obviously to get into the PC gaming market. Okay, cool, awesome. It was a $300 purchase. When I bought it, the guy's like, "Oh yeah, the hard drive's locked." I'm like, Okay, cool. So I had to buy a new hard drive. Awesome. And then I had to buy a graphics card because the 2400G is ass when it comes to doing games and streaming and all that jazz. The internal GPU on this is fucking shit. But that is actually how I learned to build a PC, is just from upgrading that. So off topic, and we really didn't have much of a topic, so we're going to throw one out there. If you're ever looking to get into a PC market gaming wise and you don't want to buy like a pre-build, I strongly recommend going on like Facebook Marketplace or whatever, secondary website, whatever. Buy one there, do your research, slowly upgrade it to what you want. That's my advice, and I think that's the best advice in the world because it taught me patience, it taught me how to build them, and it taught me how to find parts that correspond and work well with each other.
Yeah.
Just a quick interjection. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Like along those
good.
lines, that's literally how I got into PC gaming. Is my buddy bought me a $75 office computer, and we threw a fucking graphics card in that bitch, and that's where it started. And now I have this fucking crazy ass fucking machine that I put together. And yeah, I don't know. Like it's fun. I really fucking enjoy building computers. It's like it's the nerdiest version of fucking Legos for adults.
He's not wrong. And honestly, really quick, I just want to give a special shout out to Axe Grinder, because without him, my current new PC that I have it would be done. But he made it easier. He gave me 32 gigabytes of RAM, which are in here right now, and I absolutely love them. So thank you again, Axe.
Yeah. That's my thing, man. I fucking love it, dude. I'll spread it like a fucking virus.
So originally,
what kind of virus?
The good kind. I don't know.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
All of them. Spread them like all of them.
Yeah.
So
all right, now you have my attention.
So originally, I had a laptop that was given to me that was bought over in Poland. So I had to reinstall fucking. I had to download English in order to fucking like apply it to the laptop. And then I had my Xbox. And then after I moved to Virginia, I ended up getting my reimbursements for moving to Virginia. And I was like, fuck this. Like, I want a fucking PC. So I had somebody that one of my, I guess you could call it acquaintance. He legit was like, okay, what kind of a PC do you need? And I was like, well, I'm going to be playing games. I'm going to be streaming. And he was like, okay, you need this, 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 this. And I was like, okay. So then I bought it all, and then he's the one that built it. But
nice. Delegation.
Like what Diller said, fucking Facebook Marketplace, fucking eBay, fucking, I mean, hell, just buy a part here and there in order to build a fucking PC. And that, as long as it fucking can do whatever the fuck it is you want to do, then I think you got a solid rig.
Yep. Yeah, and I highly recommend not being an idiot like me, where I max out credit cards to build giant computers.
Yeah, I do that.
I don't ever recommend. Holy shit! I hear myself.
Fucker.
First time.
Nope. There we go. We figured it out. Okay, we're good. Oh god, that was annoying. Can you guys still hear me? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I don't know why. It was something on my end. I'm so sorry.
Rightfully should be.
I will dance somewhere. I don't know. I'll go play in traffic if you ever say that to me.
Sorry. No.
I don't remember what I was saying, but fuck it. Somebody go ahead.
Okay.
So, do we want to bring up another topic or something? Does anybody have anything in the pocket?
Axe, did you have anything?
I mean, No, I mean, not really.
I feel like there's something there. I feel like you're looking right at it. Don't be embarrassed, buddy.
Everybody had homework this week, Axe.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just other than like kind of talking about the whole like what brought you to gaming, what brought you to streaming. We kind of covered that, but I mean, I guess one subject that I've always wanted to hit, but it's different for me because I'm typically the older guy in the crowd. But like,
Not today.
you know,
I'm an old
like,
fucker over here.
like, what is it like for everybody in their, say like 30s to 40s? Like, what are the, I don't know, the hurdles that you run into with gaming? Like, obviously we enjoy it, but you get mixed in with this younger fucking generation, and it's hard to fucking keep up, man.
One thing that's absolutely mind-blowing to me is the ability for like my son. He's 13. He like picks up a controller, and it's just like game on. Like he is better than most people I've played with. My nephew that and stuff. I was like, have you ever played Rainbow Six? Oh no, I've never played it. And I'm like, all right, well, it's cool, blah blah blah. If I can get him on there, and I don't know if you've ever played it, but Rainbow Six was kind of like a it takes a minute to get used to and be able to really develop a strat and get several kills. And I consider myself fairly good, but this kid, I think he was like double my kills, top of the leaderboard. Like I'm usually top of the leaderboard for the most part, but he's got like 9 kills, and I'm like sitting here at like 6, and maybe 4. Shit, and I'm like, dude, you really haven't played this? And he's like, no, and he's just playing console. And I was just like, holy shit, dude! Like these younger generations, and I think it has to do with the advancement of technology since you and I were kids. So when they pick up sticks, they're already like way deeper than we were with like the Nintendo, the original Nintendo, or the Sega Genesis, or anything like that. Like they're already developing their dexterities for this stimulation and shit of these newer design games and stuff. And it's, I don't know, it's pretty crazy. These youngsters on like Rocket League that fucking wash me, and I'm like, fuck you, you little bitch. Fucking oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they have the advantage because they grew up with it,
Yeah, yeah,
like
exactly. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, Axe.
No.
So my experience, and I don't know what kind of games you play, Rainbow Six, obviously, but like, are you a competitive or a casual gamer? Because that makes a big difference as well, right?
So
like
I play. My 3 main games are PUBG is probably my favorite game ever. There's something about it. The battle royale setting.
You made Axe's nipples hard.
So it's the battle royale.
Nipples, dude.
PUBG is probably and I've played, obviously, I started gaming on the original Nintendo. I actually played Atari, but I wasn't somebody just showed it to me. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. And a couple of years later, my mom's like, here, look at this cool fucking thing on the black and white TV. Here's a Nintendo. This is Mario. I'm like, bitch. But anyway, I dropped out of fucking playing games in my young adulthood because I was just just doing fucking hood rat shit, really. But then I got back to fucking playing games, and kind of life slowed down for me. And I play competitive games. Like I will play Madden, but I like to play Madden online. I play games to compete with other people. That's why PUBG is my favorite. There's one person, maybe 4 if you're playing squads at the end of the fucking match. And that's like that endorphin rush that I look for when you get that chicken dinner. I play Rocket League, but I literally don't even play casual. I play competitive. As soon as I can play competitive, I'm like, bloop, competitive. And then I play Rainbow Six Siege, and I always play ranked. It's like, and my rank's usually pretty low. Like I'm a decent player, but I play with a bunch of fucking randoms. So you got fucking half-ass people that don't give a shit, so they'll TK or whatever. But like I strive to compete and be at the top of the leaderboard in the fucking thing, and that's why I think I love PUBG so much, because no game is the exact same ever fucking ever. But I could play 10 games of Rocket League, and you can't really fucking determine the difference between any of them other than the map. You know what I mean? But anyway, yes, I'm a competitive gamer. I was never a streamer. I started streaming slightly when Felipe started, just on through the Xbox. But I never really took hold of it with this podcast and stuff that we're looking into. I just like to engage with people, so I figure that's fun. But sorry, back to you. Sorry, I took over your question.
No, you're good. I didn't have a question. I was going to make a statement similar to what you did. Is like I'm more of a competitive gamer, but it also depends on the game, right? Like anybody who comes in and watches my streams on a normal day will see me range wildly, but primarily they see me play ranked Halo, whether it's like tactical or snipers, something of that nature, right? Like that's my normal game. That's my go-to because it's comfortable. And it's a game I built some sort of reputation on. Okay, I'm not going to say I'm great by any means. I would say I'm probably slightly above average. Like there's games where I am just absolutely dominant, and there's games where I am just like I might get 2 kills if I'm lucky. Okay.
Yeah.
But 90% of the time I am playing a competitive match. So like in watching that, and there's a backstory to how I got to the competitive market, but we're not worried about that right now. We're worried about like the distinction of the age gap in gaming. I would 100% say in full agreement that younger people have an advantage over those who are older. Like, I'm in my early 30s, early to mid 30s. Okay. So I'm like kind of in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm 33, so who cares?
I like to go that shit for no reason.
Right. No, you're good, man. So like, to sit here and outright say that they have a huge like the up and coming kids, the 12 to 20s, whatever, they have a bigger advantage because they've played on the consoles that are far superior to what I grew up with and that what you and Axe grew up with, right?
Yeah.
I would say that because there are faster response times on those. I grew up on the PlayStation 2, the Nintendo 64, the GameCubes. We didn't have online gaming back then until like I think PS2 had very brief amount and Xbox 360.
Yep.
Right? Those were like the two. And like 360, really the only online gaming was Halo. Really, like
back in the day, whenever 360 was out, fucking Call of Duty and Halo were like the two.
Call of Duty, exactly. Good point. And I didn't play a lot of Call of Duty back then. I did play it a little bit when I had surgery on my left hand, and I got really good with the sniper on controller, right? But over the last couple of years, I kind of faded out of gaming for a while. Like I just dedicated myself to work. I worked 2 full-time jobs up until 2 years ago for about 3 straight years. So I just straight up dedicated my life to work. It's the same thing. I do it now because I just hate debt. Like I just want to pay off everything and move on with my life and put a lot of focus. And I just want to put focus on the laser and forging. I want to make my own life, my own businesses in that aspect. But back to the gaming. But I would say, Steezy, I don't know how old you are. You appear to be a little bit older than me.
I'm 40.
Axie,
just turned 40 on the 7th. But
okay, so you got 7 years on me. Axie, you got 5 to 6. It's. I think it stands ground to say that I would have a small advantage on you guys based on and I'm not saying I'm better than you by any means, but based on the systems that I came in on versus what you guys came in on.
I can see that slightly.
And again, I would say that that's a fair statement. Not saying it's a true statement, but a fair statement.
Right.
I can see that being accurate.
Yep. And now we look at it, after I think it was 2 years ago, I moved over into PC gaming. And I think about a year and a half, I moved on to mouse and keyboard. So the transition from controller, since I think I would have been about 8 or 9 when we got an N64. So you're talking like 2000, 2001 that my brother bought an N64. And that was the first game I played on, or the first console I played on.
Yep.
Moving, you're looking, what, 19 years of controller play to 2 years of mouse and keyboard.
Yep.
I would say that right now I am a fairly decent player, but there are people that have been playing on mouse and keyboard for way longer. And even then, there are people that are still playing on controller that are 10 times better. That brings up another question down the road after this topic. But that's my stance, is I think I 100% agree that there is definitely a skill gap based on age.
I think at our age, even your age, Diller, that it's kind of sucks to admit it, but just mental cognitive capabilities also take effect into everything. Like it's crazy. So like your reaction time, you're identifying the way, just noticing small things.
Action. Kids
It's
talking
weird.
to
I think that I think young people are much more capable of just identifying that stuff and then reacting to it in a quicker manner than me at 40 years old or you at 33 even. I bet. I mean, in that sense, Felipe should be freaking killing all of us in every game. Little youngster, little guy.
Felipe
Yes.
and freaking Frag Punk is absolutely insane.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him that.
I introduced
for sure.
you to that
Is it?
game.
I know, and I told Steezy to download it.
Yeah,
It's
he
a
did.
great
Here,
game.
you look. I'll download it right now.
Too
Well,
many
you
drug use.
download that after you download PUBG.
I
I think he's already got PUBG.
already have that downloaded, dude. That was the first one I
Okay,
downloaded.
fucking
Fucking
good
But
shit.
by the way,
fucking-
I'm shit on mouse and keyboard. I
Doesn't
didn't start
matter.
2 years ago. I started like 3 days ago. So
That's fine.
You're welcome.
yeah.
We'll get you
Oh, by
squared
the
away.
way, yeah, what got me into computer gaming is old Felipe. He I've been an Xbox gamer forever, and I still am in a sense. But I used to guilt trip Felipe because he just became a PC snob and stopped fucking ever paying any attention to his old Uncle Steezy. So I was like, I'd just like get all drunk at night and be like, "You fucking piece of shit. We used to be friends. I can't believe you abandoned me for the fuckers." And
Sorry about that.
hit send and fucking he'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, guy?" And I'd be fucking crying into my pillow and wiping my tears on my wife. And I'm like,
Yeah,
So,
but
anyway.
we are now the inaugural PC Master Race. He just joined today.
Yeah, let's get a fucking good shout out there, man. Let's get him fucking shouted out in the chat, bro.
I'm not a bot in our own chat.
Yeah. I'm
I don't think we have a
trying to
I don't think we
grip
have
it though. I
bot.
downloaded R6. Really, I think ours is where I'm going to try to hone my M&K skills, just because they got a lot of A&I application or A&I shit, and it's just slower pace, more like peeking versus how PUBG. There's a good amount of travel and rushing to the zone and then getting into battles with like 2 or 3 different squads at times. I don't think that my mouse and keyboard skills are gonna
Dude,
do very well.
It completely controls different.
So what I'm going to tell you,
I fucking know.
I'm going to tell you 2, maybe 3 things for the transition into mouse and keyboard that worked for me. Okay, these worked for me. I'm not going to say they work for everybody, but they worked for me really well. The first thing I'm going to tell you, find a game that you truly enjoy. Okay, for me, the game that got me on the mouse and keyboard was a game called Naraka Blade Point. All right, it's a melee-based battle royale game, free to play, PlayStation, PC. It's also on Xbox as well. I forget. I loved that game. Absolutely loved it. I streamed it a couple of times, but kind of fell through just because the way the servers are set up is really weird, and there's a heavy lag.
Yeah.
So it just got really clunky for me, and I couldn't play it. Like, it just became unplayable. I did, however, play in a professional tournament with that, and my bracket was absolutely loaded, and I got rocked. But that's besides the point. I just had to throw that in there, okay? But understand, in that tournament is when I moved on to mouse and keyboard, okay? So that's when I originally moved to mouse and keyboard, was on that game and in that tournament specifically.
We'll tell all the people that washed you in that fucking tournament, all right? This is your first time on mouse and keyboard.
No, I didn't even tell anybody. Like, I actually had a couple of pretty big name players in that in the game.
Yeah.
Actually reach out and say, "Hey, man, you did really good. Like, we know you're not a high rank because it shows your rank." And they're like, "Hey, man, you did pretty good for your rank." And I'm like, "Thank you." You know, it was really cool. The community for Naraka in itself is actually a really healthy community. It's nothing like COD, which was nice. So step one for me that worked was find a game you actually enjoy, that you want to be like really good at, right? Play that on mouse and keyboard. That's the first step that I took. The next step was I had to find the right keyboard. Okay. So I had a full screen or full size keyboard at one point. Ended up getting rid of that. And then I moved on to this one, which is 60% Corsair.
Oh, I killed myself.
Some people will call it a 60, some won't. This was my gaming keyboard, right? I still use it. Yeah, it's a nice keyboard. But I don't game with it often. Or really ever. It's just there for extra keys because my actual gaming keyboard is the Red Dragon K585. And no, this is not an advertisement, even though I am technically affiliated with them. Okay, this is the Red Dragon K585. I'm sorry you can't. Here, I'll turn my camera.
I can see it.
Yeah, it's a 40% keyboard. Okay.
Okay.
These are so nice. Like, right here is your space button. So as my hand is resting on WASD, my thumb is automatically on the space.
Yeah.
You know, and I can hit all the buttons I need in relative ease. This has become my primary keyboard, and I will 100% stand behind a 40% keyboard for gaming. There is another device that I'm looking at getting in the future. It's Azeron keypad.
Me too.
Okay, Axe knows. So it's like a mouse, except it's got you can do it for left or right hand, but they have a thumbstick that you can use for moving, and they have up to like 27 different keys.
Yeah, no, it's fucking it's sexy.
It's
it kind of looks like a hand, inverted hand, right?
Yeah, it's got like 5 keys on each finger, right? So you can pull back, you can push straight down, you can push a little bit forward, you can push slightly above forward, and then you can push straight up on each finger. And then there's like 3 or 4 different thumb buttons too. So I would recommend, honestly, like if you want to stick straight to M&K, I personally like the weighted mouse. I have a Logitech G502. Love it. It's weighted, fully weighted. And then I also use the 40%. And then I use the 60% for like typing and stuff like that. So everybody's got kind of their own thing. And I always say experiment and find something that fits you. The beautiful thing about Red Dragon stuff is they're relatively cheap. So
that's that's what
I
my
pulled one up.
is.
The Red Dragon's $37. I'm actually considering purchasing it right now.
Is it on sale right now?
It's just the Red Dragon K585 DITI mechanical gaming keyboard, $36.99. Yeah, Diddy. Oh, let's talk about that. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, no, I mean it's just that seems to be standard price online at the old Wally place.
When you go to checkout, type in Armadillo with a capital A. you'll get 10% off.
Well, that's only on the Red Dragon site, I'd imagine.
Yes, I am affiliated with them. The keyword is
Okay.
armadillo.
Okay, let me go ahead to reddragon.com.
Yeah, make sure you type that right.
So I just
Remember, you're always 2 clicks away from big black cocks.
Yes.
How we doing, Captain?
dude, that's on my
Captain
freaking
Gola!
bookmarks.
No, dude, and the
That's on
thing
my
is like Red Dragon is more than just like keyboards and mice. They have CPU coolers. They have what are the cable extensions, Axe, with like the LEDs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have those. They have cases. Actually, my current PC case is from Red Dragon. It's the CA606. I think it's like $110 on there, and I love that
shit,
case.
yeah. So
Yeah, you
Red Dragon is
can making fans in
$37,
here.
and
Yeah.
Armadillo is going to be 10% off.
Yep.
Jeez,
So
look at
just
you, dude. I made it for real. It's secret society.
it helps to know people. I'm just kidding. No,
You are now a member of the Skulls.
yeah. You know, I always like to look and experiment and find things that kind of fit for what I want, right? Like the Corsair, I liked it as a keyboard, as a gaming keyboard, but the problem is the buttons are like the keys are so close together, and I have wide hands. I'm not saying big, but wide. Where the K585 fits, like it just feels much more comfortable. I don't even remember what the original topic was anymore, but here we are.
You said the coupon code is Armadillo?
Should be.
I'm just playing.
Armadillo.
I'm just joking. Oh fuck, man!
You'd be surprised at how many, bro. The amount
I'm
of
not
people.
trying to be an asshole.
No, I don't care. I don't care, dude. I pop into other people's chats, and these are people that come into mine and everything like that. And most of them are just like dildo, and I'm like, it's dillo, and they're like, yeah, I know. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, fucking nerd. I know that already.
See, that's
Apparently,
why.
I'm a fucking sex toy.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Daisy.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends, everybody in chat. Tell your friends.
Please
Armadillo's a sex toy.
That's
Hey,
why.
Days of
That's
War.
why I always just say dealer, because down in Texas they call them dealers.
Yeah,
If
they're
I could
armadillos.
find decent servers on board DayZ, I would fucking play the shit out of it. But it's finding those good servers, man.
On DayZ, you said?
Yeah.
So for me
Good.
personally, Dabs, I am not a fan of DayZ. I don't like it. And here's the thing: it's not that it's a bad game. I absolutely despise anything with zombies in it. Absolutely.
That's because of his past.
No.
He lost his parents to zombies.
No. I lost my parents to the measles virus. Dickhead.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I would have never said that.
No, we're good. My parents
Fucking
are alive and
smallpox, man.
kicking.
Be sensitive.
Okay. Yeah. It was SARS.
SARS.
No.
Look, somebody
It's
gave
fucking
them a
anthrax,
blanket.
okay?
It had smallpox on it. Okay, one thing led to another.
The whole thing. Now everybody hates us.
It's for some reason I'm here. God, and then somebody decided it was a good idea to let me have a drinking permit. Fuck, I don't even remember where we're at anymore.
So,
God damn it, I hate you guys sometimes.
if you go through,
Let's just go and
You're
just say,
welcome.
like, when I first started streaming, this is kind of like a side, this is a branch of it all, right? But like, this is kind of it in a fucking nutshell. This is all I've been working fucking towards. Like, it's the financial fucking aspects of it. Like, it's just fucking whatever, right? But like being able to like have a fucking community that I get to call home and that people enjoy fucking being a part of. And now, now I've met these people. I've met you guys. And like now look at us. We're fucking sitting here fucking bullshitting on the internet, just fucking trying to fucking make a podcast about random shit.
And the best part is we've never met each other in life. For some of us,
Well,
like I have not met
I've
any
watched
one of
all
you
of
in
you
life.
in person. I watch you guys from the bushes.
You know what? Awkwardly, I can believe that. All right.
They don't call him
That's
Uncle
why the
Bad
dog
Touch
was
Brandon
barking,
for
dude.
nothing.
Oh, you
That's
were
why my dog
Bubbles.
was
I totally agree with X though, because like
Bubbles.
moving down from Michigan. What the fuck? This goddamn thing isn't autofocusing. But anyway, I moved from Michigan, where I was ultra social. You know, I had a lot of like but I had a lot of friends. I had a
There you go.
large friend group to where there was almost everything going on. Always something going on. And then we moved down south to Georgia, and this is in 2015. So part of why I gamed so much, and me and Felipe got real close, is just because once I moved down here, you know, it was just me at home, me at work, me at home, me at work. So then, you know, I already played the game, but then I randomly got into a group, just played with some randoms, and Felipe was there along with some other fellas. But
Shout out Caleb. Shout out Fishy. Shout out fucking Native. Oh, he froze.
other guys, yeah. But you know, it's happened with a few groups of people, and none. Felipe and I got a buddy named Rico Rush on Xbox, that we really just linked, and we've been friends for years. And that actually kind of replaced that hole, because I really I think as humans and as people, most of us at least, kind of crave that human interaction. It doesn't have to be in person. You know, we have to have people that we can communicate with and share our frustrations or fucking our accomplishments with. And it's wild, but it's true. And that's something that I needed. And gaming and it really Felipe kind of helped me with that. You know, through the move, after the move. And you know, I got friends at work, but I only see them at work. You know, and then I got friends that are a couple hours away. Then all my other friends that don't really fucking check on me. So it's like, we're at, you know, like, are we really friends still? Not that, you know, they don't piss me off that they don't check on me, but kind of like
So
leaving using a drug or something. When you stop using a drug, people stop checking on you because they know that they can't get high with you. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
so
But
there is like there's a piece of advice in the military. It's you can ask anybody that like if you fly home and your friends don't come to see you, why the fuck are you going to spend the extra money after paying for a plane ticket, maybe a hotel and shit, to go out of your way to see them
yeah,
and
yep.
fucking why go that extra mile if they're not willing to go that extra mile for you? You know what I mean?
Uh,
Yeah.
So we visited Michigan, not this 4th of July that just passed, or you know, last year 4th of July, but the 4th of July prior. And so in Michigan, I have like two people that are friends that I consider family. My buddy Henji and my buddy Josh, my two oldest, like longest friends. And I wanted to spend 4th of July with them and their families because they have children, and I wanted my kids to hang out with their kids. And there was, before we left, there was a debate between my wife and I, that her parents or her family would travel to Grand Rapids from White Cloud, Michigan, where they're at. And I had brought that up in an argument. I'm like, "Oh, we're driving 900 miles. Actually, yeah, I think it was about 900 miles. Driving 900 miles up, and we're going to go and spend time with her family." I was like, but I want to spend, you know, 4th of July in Grand Rapids with these people I consider my family. And they're like, well, they're not going to come up to Grand Rapids. And I'm like, okay, well, I think if they want to spend 4th of July with us, then that's a very reasonable request. You know, I was like, I only want to spend 4th of July with them. You know, we can spend the rest of the time with your family, but I was like, that's where I want to be. And if they don't want to drive the 40 minutes after we've driven 16 hours, you know, then that's their choice. You know, I don't want to, you know, that's essentially hand in hand with the saying that you just relayed to us, and I 100% stand behind that. If you're going to drive 16 hours and somebody can't drive 40 minutes to spend quality time with you, then why drive the 40 minutes? You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking, I've told like 3 or 4 privates that just fresh out of AIT, fucking, as soon as they get to the unit, they were like, oh, I wanted to, like, a summer leave or Christmas leave or roll around or something like that. And I'll be like, yo, like, if you're going to go home, don't go out of your way. Because if they're not willing to make
Yeah.
the fucking extra little drive to you after you buying a plane ticket and shit, why should you do that for them?
Yeah, man. Friendship takes sacrifice on both ends, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And you know,
Just like
Back
if you're
then,
not
I'm gonna
important
grab
enough,
beer.
just like
Huh?
Caleb, whenever Caleb had his baby, fucking, I would have loved to go see him, but at the same time, right now, fucking, 1, financially can't do it. 2, I don't have the fucking leave days, and 3, he's always super fucking busy. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So it's
I
like,
flew into Denver. I was only there for like an hour. He was like, "Oh, when you get to Denver, hit me up." But I mean, I hit him up. I was like, "Hey, what's up? Where you at?" He's like, "I'm stuck in traffic right now." I wasn't offended or anything by that. I was just going to be at the airport, so I was trying to touch base with him. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't make the things happen. But then there's other times. I mean, wasn't there times, and I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody, but wasn't there times where you were close to people and then they refused to take the time to come and see you? I would have loved to come to your graduation, man, but that does entail, I gotta miss at least $300 in pay from work, and then we're talking expenses to travel and stay in a hotel, and really, I'm not going that far without my wife, so she's missing work, and then it's more expenses. So unfortunately, that's why I couldn't make it up to Virginia, but I really wanted to. And I would have been willing to had my savings been high enough, but I spent like 20 grand buying this stupid house I live in now. But I would have made that trip for you, and especially if you were like 2 hours away, I'd have been like, fuck yeah, I'm going to see my boy, going to see my little man, my little nephew boy, and give him a hug.
but no, I'm all for going and seeing your friends and stuff like that. It's just like I said, if they can't meet you in the middle or at least try to compensate in some fucking way, are they really worth seeing?
Yeah. If they don't value you as much as you value them, then you're kind of playing yourself as a fool,
Yep.
Right, y'all are hitting some deep shit. All right,
Well,
let's lighten
yeah.
let's lighten the
Yeah,
mood
well,
after
just
this.
So
just like I just gotta say that
Oh, we're back.
I feel that one because I've had to cut out. Okay, so I've been sober for 10 years this year.
Congratulations.
And I've had to
Congrats,
cut
brother.
out a fucking ton of people that I thought were my best fucking people. That like I thought they were like my ride or die. They were gonna be there no matter what. And the fucking day I decided I was gonna be sober, they fucking left me. And
Yeah.
I was the piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not sorry. Just
Real
I feel
quick
that
about
one.
that. Nah, bro. Like, okay, now I kind of feel like a dick because I'm sitting here, fucking drowning beer,
dude.
on stream.
Okay, here's the thing about that though, man. Like that shit doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me. Like it's you're not being disrespectful about it. Nothing like that. Like I'm not gonna be the reason that makes the whole situation awkward because like, that just fucks everything up for everybody else, right? Like I can go and I can hang out at the fucking bars and chill with my friends. Like that's not an issue. Like okay, the first year that I quit drinking, yeah, that would have been a problem. But like
that's bad news.
Like I don't want to miss out on fucking all the things just because I don't fucking drink. It's whether you decide to make it awkward or not. Because I've been in plenty of situations where people are like, "Oh, are you sure you don't want a beer?" I'm like, "No, dude, I don't fucking drink. Like it's okay. I don't have to drink to be able to hang out with you, man." And
Absolutely.
So
I had my
I-
oldest friend. Sorry. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good, man. I was just gonna say, like, I understand like where you come from, Axie. Like, this isn't directly beer related, okay? Like, one of my childhood friends ended up taking their life probably would have been pretty close to 7 years ago now.
Sorry to hear about that, dude. By the way, I know that's hard. It's hard to deal with.
It's all good, man. Like I've and this is kind of shitty for me to say, but my life is, I've lost a lot of friends. I've 3 childhood friends to death. And it sucks. It sucks, right? Like, unfortunately for me, like, and this is kind of selfish, but I never remember the dates exactly. There's one friend I do, but that was because like he was my first friend when he passed away at 13 and I was 12. So I mean that one's gonna live with me, you know. Um, so like the thing is like when it comes to sobriety, whether it be alcohol or drugs or anything of that nature,
Yep.
I always applaud somebody for taking that step of getting better. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with drinking or
No.
smoking weed or whatever. Like weed, I don't care. Like you do you. Personally, I won't partake. I don't care for it. Like
Love
it's
you,
just
fishy.
not something for me. But I don't care if people do it. Like it is what it is. There's no science stating that it is as bad for you as everybody's made it out to be, or what we were taught growing up. But I also don't endorse it. At the same token,
So, are you talking about marijuana?
weed. Yeah.
So,
Marijuana, weed. Sorry.
the funny thing is, I haven't done extensive research recently. About October of last year, I stopped smoking weed, and that was basically because I went from making like 50 grand a year to doubling that for a position, and it was just worth it to me. I still will dabble everyone. Like last weekend, I think I hit the bowl a couple times. So just an interesting thing about that and how harmful it is it actually benefits brain cell growth, and it also has a lot of medical applications, as I'm sure everybody's aware based on the recent, within the last decade, how the medical marijuana industry has bloomed, blossomed, and grown.
Yep.
But one of the funny things, where we as kids were told that it destroys brain cells, the way that they initiated tests, and they often will test things like that on monkeys. The way they initiated the test were that they would administer 20 joints worth of marijuana to these monkeys, but they wouldn't do it over a day or a week or whatever. What they would do is they would take 20 joints worth of marijuana and they'd strap a gas mask on a monkey, and then they would pump these 20 joints of marijuana to the monkey over a period of like 5 or 10 minutes.
Dude.
So what's killing the brain cells, what the science that was showing that it's killing the brain cells, was a lack of oxygen, because they're consistently consuming air and smoke rather than having any pure air. And like that's one thing that I'd learned that years ago. It was some documentary I was watching, and I was like, that is fucking absurd. And it's crazy. But no, it actually promotes brain cell growth. A lot of people, I might seem like an asshole for this, but when my wife was pregnant, we smoked on a regular basis, and my son, in my opinion, is kind of advanced, and I see that in other people who had kids where they were smoking just marijuana. I'm not saying go ahead and fucking smoke some meth and crack or whatever your fucking drug is, but probably shouldn't do it while you're pregnant. But like in my son's youth, he's 13 now and he's still super fucking smart. But the parents were like, or the teachers were like, man, this kid is fucking okay, like he's doing something right. And I'm like, hell yeah, So I mean, it kind of debunked that whole bull, the whole propaganda against marijuana at the time.
That kind of leads me into another question. We're changing gears here. Probably for me personally, in the better, or for the better. Yeah. You brought up that your kid does really well in school. He's an extremely smart kid. Let me ask you: does your kid enjoy school? Like, do they enjoy the subjects that they are being taught?
I don't really think so, but I think most kids don't. I think that they can do well at them, but I don't think that most. I mean, they likely mostly have a favorite subject, but I don't know that having a structured. I mean, structure is a thing that me and my wife have stressed. But anyway, I don't think having to spend 8 hours a day in a classroom, traveling class to class. I think most kids are just gonna not really fucking like that, and you'll pick like a favorite versus, really liking all the subjects.
Right. So the reason I asked that question is this is kind of a self-reflecting question, right? Do you think? Okay, I'm going to get to my point here in just a second, but this is open to everybody. Axe, Philippe, whoever, chat. If you guys want to chime in, we're all for it. Do you guys think that? I mean, obviously, at least in my opinion, I personally believe that the education system is completely flawed. 100%. Like that's my
It is
thought.
for sure.
Now, the reason why I think it's flawed is because they aren't giving kids the freedom to actually learn things that they want to learn. Like me personally, in school when they forced me to learn math, they forced me to learn Spanish to graduate,
Mm-hmm.
I personally think, and this is my thought, and everybody can chime in on it all they want. Me personally, I did so much better in college where I got to pick what I wanted to study versus having to be being forced to study certain subjects. Like when I went to college, my graduating just quick so you guys understand what I mean. I graduated high school with like I think it was like a 2.3 GPA. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was that low. I graduated college with a 3.24 or 3.24. So do you guys believe that if high school students, and I want to specify high school because I do understand that math and English and science and social studies, history, all that jazz, I believe that does need to be taught, but not to the depth of into high school. I believe that high school, freshman through senior year, should be more about, obviously when you're not in college, you're not in school, learning about taxes and stuff like that. But I believe that the students should have a louder voice in what they learn. Kind of like college, but a little more focused.
No. I 100% agree. Like they need to be taught more practical shit. Like for sure. Instead of why the fuck does this student need to write a fucking 5-page essay on the siege of Rome or some shit? Fucking versus teaching them how to, like you said, fucking file taxes. How to, like, that's why I liked home ec. I liked home ec. I liked shop. I love automotive technology. I loved fucking history when I was in school. But like Axe said, fucking dropout gang. Fucking I got
I dropped out of high school.
I got my good enough when I was fucking I got my good enough diploma when I was 24, but I went in the span of 6 months, or actually the span of like 3 or 4 months, Fucking, I went from not having a GED to having a GED to on my way to basic.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what I think the major flaw is, sorry to interject, I think allowing, and I hope this isn't considered political, but I think allowing the government to establish a baseline for the entire nation, I think that's the major flaw. Common Core schooling is basically there is a baseline. Each kid needs to learn these things in this order, and not not necessarily in this order. 'Cause some higher or some different schools learn it quicker, administer these teachings faster. But like, I don't think that it's going to be productive to children's growth mentally or educationally. I feel like people are just going to shine their own way. There's a quote by Einstein that says, it essentially is people learn it's not the direct quote, so I'm not going to quote, but he said, people learn at their own rate and are geniuses at certain things. However, if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it will live it believing that it's useless or that it's an idiot.
Yep.
A fish
know
will
that
never
quote.
be able to climb a tree. So, yeah. So it's like different children are going to progress through different subjects at different rates. And I do think that some things are kind of, I mean, though I do love American history and world history, but the details of the War of 1812 are really unimportant to my life. So I don't know that there should be tests about it. And I don't think that a grade should depend on your recollection of those. So, like, there has to be a more standardized way of teaching kids these regular things. But to your question, Diller, I do believe that if, and in high school, will have their just to choose their what are those classes? They're
Electives.
electives. Yeah, they can elect in and out. But I do think that the country in a whole would benefit from being more open to not young kids, but like, I mean,
The younger.
yeah, but adolescents or preteens, teenage, their input on it and what is important to them, and maybe allowing children to elect more major subject courses that aren't just math, English, social studies, and shit like that. If they want to do something else with their life, and I think that would also encourage them to try to figure out what they want to do with their life. Because I didn't fucking know, and now I work at a goddamn quarry. I gotta figure something out earlier.
So,
I guess my thought is basically what you're saying, Steezy, is you fully agree with embracing youth exploration throughout high school, right? Like career fields, I guess my thought behind that is, if a student wants to learn like accounting and that more intricate mathematical skills, they should be allowed to put more priority on that than they should English per se.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And
I mean, there should be a. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I still also to Philippe bringing up shop class. I 100% think that every school should be required, not
to
optional.
just learn how to do basic shit, like you get a fucking flat tire on the side of the road. Fucking.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean?
home ec doesn't exist anymore.
That.
I think it should.
Not even just that, but like think about it. Okay, I do laser engraving, right? Like I've never been taught. I have no formal training with the laser. Everything I do with the laser is completely self-taught. I don't know the programs that well. I'm not even gonna lie to you, right? Like one of the programs is literally just load your image, adjust it to where it looks good, push play. That's one of the programs. The other one, holy shit, it's like AutoCAD and fucking
fuck AutoCAD.
It's like a much more aggressive version of AutoCAD,
Fuck
all
that
in
shit.
one. So you have to learn all that, right? Like when I was in high school, they went like I think we had like 2 days on AutoCAD. I'm self-taught in that program now, and I'm not saying I'm that great at it, but am I competent? I would say I'm competent enough that I can produce a product with the minimal knowledge I have. Fortunately, YouTube exists. So like I can go through YouTube and I can get the information I need and figure out how to do what I need to do. But that is the one program that I will die on the hill students need to have as a shop class, right? Because I chose to enjoy laser engraving. Like it's something that's fun, it's unique, and I see a future in it. My life would be so much easier transitioning into that have if I had more knowledge in CAD programs. Or you never know, maybe I would like to do more woodworking. My school
So,
didn't offer well, okay. The school I did go to offered a shop class, except the shop teacher ended up cooking my thumb with an
nice.
electromagnetic coil. Sorry, I went on tangent. Felipe, you were about to say something.
No, to play on what Steezy said about uh, having tests and shit over like the War of 1812, the fucking Revolutionary, the Civil. I think it should be talked about like, hey, this is the history of our nation. You know what I mean? Type of shit. Um,
Mhm.
but like he said, I don't think it should like be tested material. Maybe like a quiz just to make sure, like, oh, okay, you're not confusing fucking the Revolutionary War with fucking World War II. You know what I mean? Like a benchmark. Like you know what I mean? Like a fucking I, I don't know what you want to fucking call it. But no. So after we're done with this little tangent, um what I wanted to do like maybe 20 minutes ago, what is 3 games on your wish list that you are looking forward to coming out?
Man, did you have to ask me that?
If you could just
Fuck,
pick
bro.
3, like what is the top 3 you're most excited about?
Pull up my fucking wish list again, you dickhead.
All right, let
So
me
they
get
have to
my.
be they have to be coming out, like not officially released, but
Yes.
about to be kind of thing, right?
Yes.
God damn it. Oh, I want you to play traffic so bad right now.
So I'll go first, right? First one I showed fucking Diller this. It's called Dino Blade.
Dude, that game looks so fucking fun.
You are literally fucking dinosaurs with like swords and shit.
If it was a
Yeah.
like if it was a battle royale, I would be 100% like 150% behind it. Okay, just saying that right now. If that was a battle royale, I don't care if it costs $100. I would buy it because I love melee battle royale games. Okay, I don't really care for shooters like Fortnite games. Fuck that. Apex is I can deal with it. I don't I'm not going out of my way for it, but I can deal with it. Warzone, absolutely fucking hate it. I suck at it. I've played it a few times and I've never gotten better. Give me a melee based battle royale. Give me a legitimate melee based battle royale.
Yeah.
Right? I would absolutely love dinos with blades. That oh my god, I want that.
So another one
Okay.
I have is I don't know what you want to call it, but it's like a detective kind of type of shit. It's called No, I'm Not Human. And it takes place in like this post-apocalyptic world that there's these things called doppelgangers that have like certain features like about them, and you have to deduce whether or not they're a fucking doppelganger. And it's kind it's weird, but it actually looks really cool. And then the
Yeah.
last one is called We Harvest Shadows. So
Oh, I've heard of that one. That one looks good.
that one
That
looks.
one looks
I
good.
watched the demo of it, and it is fucking
Mhm.
sweet. This dude moves
Oh
out
hell
to the
yeah.
countryside to like get away from some shit, and fucking there's not the farm is haunted, but there's something like chasing him. So like you have to build up your farm, and then you also have to like dodge all these ghosts and shit. Like it's very very story driven. So it's like a story driven horror.
Okay.
It,
That
All
I
sounds
right.
th-
really
I
good.
think
I
it looks
like it.
dope as fuck.
All right. Well, okay. I'll give you one. This one looks very interesting. Could be kind of up your alley a little bit, Armadillo, but it's called Blight Survival. And it is very called that.
Sounds like something up my alley.
Yeah, so it's definitely like Knights and Dragons kind of idea, you know.
What is it?
Okay, you said
so
dragons. I'm intrigued.
I actually I don't know if there are dragons, but it's medieval. That's the word I'm looking for.
Definitely up my alley. I love medieval stuff.
Okay, it is an action horror, but
I'm all
it's like
for it.
it's knights and fucking armor and fucking I don't know, cool shit like that.
Is it MMO RPG or is it just like a single player?
It looks like it's a PvE.
Ooh, do you want to send me that game link?
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Like
I'll do. Yeah,
Alright.
I'll grab that for you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome because I'm definitely gonna buy that now.
The next is one that looks. I mean, because I'm a big horror fan, like anything fucking 80s, fucking, and you know, big horror fan. So my next on the list is the Born list. It looks weird. It's an action horror FPS, but you face off against other players, summon demons, and build factions in a Lovecraftian world. So I don't know if it's going to be any good. It sounds cool. And then my number one that I'm very fucking excited for is the remake of Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater.
That's gonna be dope.
10 out of 10. Love that list. Steezy, you got anything?
You know, my stuff has been choppy, so I'm trying to kind of restore it. As you've noticed, I've been pretty quiet recently. Actually,
Yeah.
it's like running and then kind of stuttering.
Well, oh, you're good. Well, while we're waiting for Steezy, I'll go off on my list. So, I have a two-way tie between three because I've only got 4 games that are not really. Well, okay, you know what? No. Let me ask really quick. This does relate to Felipe's question. So you've seen me play Splitgate 2.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only in open beta. Would you count that as released or not? Because they are still actively making adjustments to the game.
So, like my 3, like you had to be invited to play the beta.
I was invited to play the alpha, and then they did a closed alpha, a closed beta, and now they're in open beta. It does officially full release later this year. I'm asking if that game
Splitgate
still
1 was pretty
technically
dope.
counts. Oh no, absolutely. But I'm asking about
That's not
Splitgate
what
2.
he's asking.
Is Splitgate 2 in open beta qualify as a non-released game?
Well, you could say the same thing
That
about PUBG back in the day.
Okay, so technically, I would say it's kind of like right down the middle, right? Because technically, it's not released.
right.
But
It's not technically released, but everybody has access to it.
It is playable.
Yes.
So
They
is that
It's a devil's advocate game.
well? So
Right,
like,
but
are you
are we
looking
good?
for games that are in development that is not playable, not purchasable? Is that what you're talking about?
Like,
Yeah, that's what I picked because you can't.
Okay.
You can't
that was the
buy, you
question.
can't pre-order any of my games.
Okay.
Okay, well, that was the
Same.
question. I wanted to narrow down the rules a little bit because that was kind of a
The
gray
fuck?
area in the scope. So, with that
Steezy
in
just dipped
mind,
out.
he probably cut out. He'll probably be back.
Fuck, I missed one of my games. Sorry.
You're good. So I've only got 4 games in my playlist or my wish list that are not released. And number 3 is kind of a debate, just because I really enjoy horror survival games. I really do. I think they're fun. Jump scare games, I'm all for it. So 2 games, kind of tied for number 3. 2 games. We have Scary Cargo and Storebound. I saw a couple of clips on them, and I was like, I gotta get them when they come out. So they're sitting on my wish list. They're not like high priority for me, but I want them. Okay.
Yeah.
The number 2 game is, and this is tough. This is tough for me to say, but I gotta go with Gears of War E-Day. And the reason why that is my number 2. Here's why it's number 2. Okay. And it's a very tough one. It's so tough. But looking at things and kind of rationalizing it, Gears of War E-Day is number 2 for me because when they first released Gears of War, favorite game. That was hands down my favorite game. Loved it. And when they introduced online play with it back in Gears 3, I was one of the top ranked snipers in the country. Like, I was just evil with that sniper. And then Gears 4 and 5, I just kind of played casually. I didn't really care that much anymore. I was like, whatever, they're fun. But I've always loved the Gears of War franchise. I like the concept. I like the way the graphics have always looked, especially with the evolution of gaming. To me, it's just got a really engaging story. And that was the biggest thing for me. Now, my number 1, and I talked to Felipe about this earlier. So anybody that watches my streams understands that I love my horror games. Demonologist is one of my favorite games of all time. I love the change in the way the ghosts behave. I love the hunts, just the different interactions. The game I'm super excited about and cannot wait until it releases.
Steezy, you're going to piss me off.
Jesus. And the reason I'm excited is because it falls in line with games that I've played that have allowed me to grow as a streamer. They really caught attention and really helped me build the community and the people that come in and enjoy my streams. And that is The Good Dog Chasing Shadows. That is the game I'm most excited about because it falls in line with my love for horror games. It also falls in line with my random sporadic animal games. Because let's be real, Squirrel with a Gun, big hit for me. Wanted Raccoon, another off-the-wall animal-based game, fun. So that's my top 2 for sure. I can't give you a number 3 just because there's 2 that I really like. But Gears of War E-Day at number 2, The Good Dog Chasing Shadows at number 1. Dabs definitely get Squirrel with a Gun. They actually just released a new update recently for a new stage, so I'm actually going to be picking that back up.
You good, Steez?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, guys. That was weird. It just started like stuttering like every few seconds, so I wasn't really able to give any input. But I'm back. But so what I heard you say, like top 3, what games you're excited about pre-release?
Yep.
Yeah. 3 games that aren't out that you're excited for.
Really, I don't stay on top of like current game release news. I mean, and I didn't hear what you guys said, but of course, as everybody's excited for GTA 6 to come out. I mean, I think that'll be awesome. It should pretty much be pretty revolutionary in regards to open world game systems.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, I just
real quick, I was just gonna say, I actually don't care about GTA at all. Any of them. I do not like the franchise.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fine. More power to you. I like Red Dead more than I like Grand Theft Auto personally. But you don't have to like them to recognize that they did huge things. I think, personally, Rockstar did huge things for the gaming industry in regards to where they set the bar at times for different different consoles and shit like that. Like, I feel like they kind of set the bar, like, kind of max out what to do on each gen system. I mean, you can't deny that. Technically, you can have a different opinion, of course. But GTA is kind of revolutionary. It was back in the day. I remember hearing about it when it was top-down view. They're like, oh, you could do all this crazy shit. And I'm like, what? Fucking sounds absurd. There's no way that there's a fucking video game that you can do that. And then, sure enough, I check it out, and you can have fucking wars with the triads and go pick up a fucking pound of cocaine or whatever the hell. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. They kind of push boundaries in regards to gaming. And I think that's what leads us to where we are in current, and just current acceptability of games. I think it kind of led to advancement.
Oh,
but
well,
yeah, like, I mean, to be completely straightforward, I don't honestly give a shit. I played the story mode on Grand Theft Auto like 5. Is the last one, obviously, but I never played Grand Theft Auto Online. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. They just do a thing for the gaming industry. They do their own thing. I do like Rockstar and Red Dead Redemption, the open world. But really, like I said, I was excited for RDR2 to come out, and I bought it and I played it for like 2 hours, and then I just switched back to playing like PUBG. It's like I have to compete and play against people because story modes and shit just kind of. I get tired of it. It's especially with the open world shit. A lot of the missions get repetitive. Like, yeah, it's a different mask, a different costume on each character, but they might be saying you're going to liberate a fucking city in Cozumel, Mexico, but that was just like when you went and freed the slaves that were being held wherever. I mean, this is just all hypothetical.
Yeah,
there's no difference.
I feel you. I don't know. I'll be honest. Like, I don't know if it's an age thing or what, but like my attention span is fucking tiny, and that's why I get trapped in fucking the same games every fucking weekend. And it kind of fucking pisses me off because there's a lot of good games out there.
There are, but also at our age and in a professional setting, like, our time is limited. Our free time is quite limited. So
yes.
I work 10 to 14 hours a day. So when I get home, I might have about an hour to play. I might not, because it might be fucking 5 in the morning. I got to wake up in 5 hours to start getting ready for work or whatever. But I think that plays a lot of it. If we had, like, when you were younger, I bet you'd play RPGs or fucking Skyrim and spend 14 hours of fucking playing it. Like, that was okay. But now it's like, I'll sit down, I'll fucking run some RDR2, maybe play for an hour, and then I'm like, but I could compete with these other motherfuckers, and I just forget what I'm talking, or what I was doing in RDR2 or Skyrim or whatever, fucking, after the week goes by and I haven't picked it back up. Like, I got Valhalla, I bought that, excited, played it like an hour, and I was like,
Yep.
But it's time management, and when we get older, we understand that we have less time, just naturally. So, I think that's a big thing to it.
For sure.
Nina Marie?
Nina Marie. Well, I don't want to like bail on Felipe, but I think we're hitting a pretty good fucking stopping point. But we'll wait for him to get back.
Yeah, we'll definitely hang on and wait for him to get back. But yeah, I mean, we've been going on for a few hours, probably
2.5
about
hours.
2.5 hours now.
Yep.
It sucks, man. I mean, I missed like probably 10 minutes or so because my shit was just acting a fool. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Just so you know, welcome to the fucking PC world.
Hell yeah. Well, I honestly think maybe there's some storms or something moving in because generally that's when the internet connection starts to act a little funky.
Mine gets the same way, especially if it gets cold outside. It's stupid because we're still on fucking cable.
Hooray for fiber!
Yeah, fuck you.
Good
for you.
It
Good for you.
is for a little fiber guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have fiber either. Yeah, I got cable internet.
Hey, installation. I used to install fucking internet, and it was the worst time of my life because it was Wisp internet, which I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a fucking nightmare.
Okay.
What kind of internet?
So Wisp, wireless internet.
Wisp.
So basically, like,
wireless ISP.
It's a better
like satellite.
form. It's better than satellite. So basically, I would mount what most people would call a satellite onto the home and shoot it towards a tower, right? Well, no, I would shoot it towards a tower and line it up with a access point, which is being fiber fed usually, or backhaul feed from a different tower.
Okay.
And it got to the point where, like, you know, if one of the main feed towers would go down, everybody that was connected to a tower that was fed off of that main feed would drop. That could be up to 700 plus people.
Yeah, I bet.
Like,
I mean,
and there were times
the dangers
where it's like,
of satellite internet. I'm just like,
it's not satellite, but yes,
I know.
I learned a lot about, like, internet and technology during the 2 years I was with that company. But I regret that company. I regret working for them. They were such a shitty company.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I actually, believe it or not, I got in trouble for punching in on time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, make that make sense. Somebody tell me in chat. I don't care who it is. Someone tell me if you've ever been punched or gotten in trouble for punching in on time.
Well, no. So this is in contrast to being 15 minutes early and punching in 15 minutes early.
No. This was my schedule.
They wanted you to punch in a little later.
So it was during a really weird time where our dispatch, because the company is based out of Texas, so, obviously I didn't get my jobs right away. I would get my jobs like the next day or the day of at like 6:30, 7:30 in the morning. I went probably about 4 or 5 weeks without getting any jobs, and I punch in at 8, go sit at the warehouse or go do whatever, advertise whatever I needed to do. And I think it was like the week before I put in my notice, I punched in at 8 o'clock, which was my scheduled start time, 8 o'clock. If I did not have a job, I was to punch in at 8 and then go to the warehouse or go advertise, whatever it may be. I punched in at 8 o'clock, and the area manager messaged my supervisor and asked him why I had punched in on time. And it's just like, how are you upset about that? Like, there are other technicians in the area that are punching in 2, 3, 4 hours late. And you're mad at me for punching in on time? Like, make it make sense.
Well, Yeah, I don't know. So I punch in like 10 to 15 minutes early just because of when I can. Sometimes it's 5 minutes early. And they don't give a fuck. But then they ream the day guys because they don't want them getting any overtime. And I'm like, whatever, fuck it. But he must have just been. I don't think it makes any sense, but it was probably just kind of. I've never heard of WISP cable or WISP internet, and it was kind of probably just like a sketchy thing. And the guy was trying to increase his personal, financial situation. So if you punch in 30 minutes later, that means he gets half of your hourly pay. It had to do with bonus check. I'm just trying to fucking help out this guy that I don't know or give a shit about.
Oh, no, fuck this guy. He's a straight up asshole. But the company I worked for is the second largest wireless internet company across the U.S. So they weren't like a small company. They covered like 7 different states. What were they? They were Texas,
Okay.
Louisiana, Oklahoma, Kansas, Iowa, South Dakota, Nebraska, Illinois, Indiana,
Yeah.
Minnesota. Like, they covered a lot.
That was more than 7, but you did list all the worst states. So that's why.
Yeah, but like you're mad at one person for punching in on time when they don't have jobs. It's not like I was punching in at 6:30, right? The company I work for now does not give a flying fuck. Like, I got paid double. I got paid double time on Monday, plus 10 hours.
That's nice.
So you're not hungry?
So on Monday I was getting like $45 an hour. That entire shift.
I am fucking.
Hell yeah.
Which
Trust
me.
I mean, it was just. I don't know. I think it's stupid that he did that, but he was probably, work was low or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if you had a work email. The only way I could justify him fucking being upset about you punching in on time is if there was like is requesting that you punch in a couple hours late because there's no work. Outside of that, I would have said, eat a fucking dick, dude. I'm on the clock. This is when I'm supposed to be here.
If they had told me, if they had messaged or like sent an email saying, hey, you're not supposed to punch in on time, I would have told them to get fucked. All right? Like, I agreed to work for you guys and travel and do all this bullshit for money. Like, that was the agreement. At a specific time, I would be punched in. If you're going to message me and say, hey, we don't have work for you today, don't punch in until like 10, I would tell you to get fucked. Because I'm sorry, I agreed to a certain time frame. And I am not going to rearrange my entire schedule because you want to be upset about whatever.
Axel's tired. Yeah, no, I get that. And it's poor business if you have a scheduled time to start. Even like COVID, I worked at an RV repair facility, and it was a local joint. Like, we had like 10 employees total, and he was still making sure we were coming in and we were getting our hours. You know what I mean? He wasn't telling us, "Oh, just come in at 12." So save him a little money. He still wanted us to be able to get our money and shit. So that guy he's probably just had not enough work and was fucking pissed that you were a punctual person. He was like, "Oh God, fuck this guy. Let's get rid of him." But anyway,
I'm pretty sure you had a fucking problem for me because it wasn't the only time. I don't know all the instances. I just know my supervisor was like, "Yeah, he has a fucking problem with you." I'm like, "Cool."
All right,
fucking
boys.
let him have it.
We're about 2.5 hours in. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna leave the podcast here. To anybody that is watching, make sure that y'all drop a follow and y'all tune into the next one whenever we talk about different stuff. And don't be afraid to follow me. Don't be afraid to follow Axe. Don't be afraid to follow Diller. Biscuits and Tea, fucking Kixer, fucking. We got a whole list of people that is actually on this project that we all want to take off. Eventually, we hope for huge. I hope and pray for huge things to go with this fucking podcast. Not only growth for each of us individually, but us together as a whole. Um, so yeah, if you like today's podcast or you want to show somebody a podcast that we have done, don't be afraid to hit this on Spotify, YouTube. We'll post clips on fucking TikTok. We'll post clips on Instagram. We'll post almost anywhere you can find the podcast. We're working on Apple Music, right?
Yeah, we'll work on that one.
Eventually, we'll work on a website. Sorry, Fishy. No, not the gay section on Pornhub.
I mean,
Only the
if it
Maybe.
pays enough.
the hentai
That's still up in the air, Fishy. We're working on that. Pornhub's a hard nut to crack, all right? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're definitely in the hentai section.
And then also follow the Discord. That way, so if y'all ever, we need to create a channel in the Discord for people that have topics they want us to talk about or share our honest opinions or views, that they can drop those there. But yeah, again, don't be afraid to drop a follow. Don't be afraid to show your friends. We're really trying to get this kicked off, and we really want more and more people included. With this being the pilot, eventually, maybe we'll do one more second pilot just to make sure how everything pans out and everything. But we're
A
also going to
co-pilot.
start.
Yeah. Co-pilot.
We're also going to be bringing on guests, and we're also going to be bringing on. Well, we're going to be bringing on smaller people, smaller streamers, or friends of ours
You mean
that
midget?
don't even stream. And then we're also going to be bringing on bigger people with a larger following. So don't be afraid to tune into those streams. And like I said, be sure to tune into me, Axe, Diller, any of us. But we love and we appreciate anybody that took the time to listen to our first ever Nerd Ops podcast. And I hope y'all have a beautiful and amazing Saturday. Anything else?
I'm not drunk
Nope.
enough yet, but I will probably be going live myself later tonight. Well, here soon, actually. Maybe. I don't know. I'll let you know.
Yeah. That's all I've
Other
got,
than
man.
that, yeah, man, we love y'all, man. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for giving us your time. That's one thing we can't get back.
Alrighty.
Nerd
That's
Ops.
it, boys.
Nerd Ops
Bye.
is going dark. Oop. Fucked up, but I fixed it. Good shit, boys. Technically, yes, but it's on the ending, and then I muted desktop, so this should be it. Yeah, like I said, I muted the desktop.